What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Two Confrontational. We're back at you. NFL season's starting up, so we decided to start the podcast back up. Week one is tomorrow, Thursday. Chiefs and Baltimore kick it off. That's going to be a a powerhouse of a game starting off Thursday night and starting off the NFL season. But yeah, before we get into that, there's been a lot of changes, a lot of updates to teams, a lot of draft picks coming in that are looking good. NFL rookie quarterbacks that are potentially going to have playing time and starting time in some
hmm
situations. So yeah, there's been a lot of movement in the NFL, which is awesome to see. You get a brand new team. Pretty much everyone has a brand new team. So kind of nice to see, refreshing, and yeah, fun for fantasy too, because they're putting a whole different environment, atmosphere, and yeah, it's just exciting. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
for
pumped
sure.
for the NFL season. What about you?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Like you mentioned, like a bunch of rookie quarterbacks. I think there was, I think our last podcast we did was maybe after the draft, but yeah, six QBs, rookie QBs, obviously drafted in the first round. Not all of them are going to start, but I think there's three total that are starting, and obviously we're going to get into that. But that's a lot of quarterbacks in the first round, especially first round. So I'm excited to see the rookie quarterbacks who that are going to play, see how they do, especially all the hypes around Caleb Williams. Obviously Drake May. I'm not sure if he's getting the start. I think he is, or I think
Yeah,
maybe they get
Jacoby
named Jacoby
Brissett. Yeah,
Brissett might be getting the nod, but he'll play eventually. And obviously JJ
yeah,
McCarthy, unfortunate for him, but um,
right.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then we also
season
have
ending. Yeah, season ending knee injury.
mhm.
Unfortunate for the Vikings. We were gonna. I don't know if we were gonna rely on him heavily, but yeah, very unfortunate that he has to sit out. I was assuming he was gonna sit out at least 8 weeks anyway, but yeah, after hearing that he was out for the season, kind of a bummer. So we're relying on
Yeah.
Sam Darnold and Nick Mullins and stuff like
And I
that.
think I
But
think like the Vikings fans just look at it as like, you don't you get to obviously he's injured, so he's not gonna get a lot of reps and stuff and like a lot of playing time as he should have gotten that in the preseason a little bit, but more about just sitting behind a veteran quarterback and like learning from him, kind of being around the team. It's a whole nother year being around the team, not having to play, but still building that chemistry with. Obviously, JJ's going to have to play with, so just building
yeah,
that chemistry and kind of being in NFL for another year where you don't have to learn about, you don't get that all that pressure. You just kind of get to settle in with your new team. So
yeah, and
unfortunate, but I think it's in the long run, it's going to be best for him. I think.
right, and yeah, there's not a whole lot of rookie quarterbacks. I mean, CJ Stroud won that come out right away and just ball out. Lamar Jackson did it. Cam Newton did it. I mean,
Right.
there's a few. Robert Griffin the third. I mean, there's a few that come out and ball out there for rookie year, but not many. A lot of them sit. You got Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre. You had Jordan Love sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. You had Tom
Sit
Brady sitting
behind.
behind
Yeah.
Bledsoe. Yeah, I mean, you had a bunch of people sitting behind other people, and then they come in after they
Right.
know the system
Yeah.
and
The
stuff. And
experience. Yeah. The past, like, I mean, what we've seen of a quarterback sitting behind a veteran quarterback, a lot of them turn out really well, like you mentioned. So,
yeah,
I think
but
I
yeah,
think it's gonna be good for him.
speaking of rookie quarterbacks, I know you mentioned there's like 5 or 6 in the first round. Who do you think is gonna? Who's your favorite or most? Who are you most excited to watch? Caleb Williams, I know, is probably gonna be starting. Jaden Daniels is gonna be starting. Bo Nix potentially playing time. Yeah, Drake
Yep,
May
I think he's
potential
gonna be
playing
starting.
time. Like yeah, there's a bunch of people potential starting rookie quarterbacks. Who is your favorite out of those, and who are you most excited to watch, and who do you think is gonna have the most success?
Yeah, so I would probably say most excited to watch would have to be Bo Nix with Sean Payton on the Broncos. I think he's a good quarterback. He's big, and I don't know. I think I'm just excited to watch him around. Like it's obviously a new thing, and obviously with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, that didn't work out. So bringing a fresh dude. Obviously Sean Payton picked this quarterback for a reason, so he's kind of going to mold him and stuff like that. So I'm excited to watch how he turns out, and I think he's a pretty good quarterback from what I saw when the preseason they played the Packers and absolutely demolished them. It was like 23-2. He had a phenomenal game. But other than that, yeah, best season. I think the rookie is going to have the best season. It's probably going to be Caleb Williams. Even though as much as I don't want to say that because they're a division rival, they just have a bunch of weapons, a bunch of receivers that are phenomenal. So I think he's going to have the best year. And just seeing what he did in preseason, all the moves, kind of looks like a Patrick Mahomes esque.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to have the best season. But no, I'm most excited to watch Bo Nix. And then yeah, Jaden Daniels is going to be fun to watch too. But yeah, I think those are the three quarterbacks that do have a starting spot or named starting quarterbacks is Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, and Bo Nix for sure. I'm not sure
Yeah.
about Drake May yet.
Yeah, I'm
What about
excited.
you?
Yeah, yeah, probably. I mean, you already saw the highlights of, yeah, like you said, Caleb Williams, Patrick Mahomes-esque and running around out of the pocket, improvising, playmaking, extending the play, all that
Hmm.
stuff, which is fun to watch. And so, I mean, you get glimpses of like the stardom. You saw glimpses of Bo Nix, like you said. Jaden Daniels had a rushing touchdown the first week against the Jets. So, I mean, I think I'm most excited to watch, and it is because he's going to be playing the majority of the season. I'm most excited to watch Jaden Daniels. Um, young talent at
Hmm.
young talent at the receiving core, but he does have Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson um, to help in the
Yeah.
backfield, dump down passes and stuff like
Right.
that, which is huge. Austin Eckler is one of the top yak yak guys in the league out of the backfield, or we used to be in it, but except for last year. But I mean, anyway,
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch
And then he
Jaden
obviously,
Daniels.
yeah. I was
But
just
yeah,
gonna say, like, it's not like he has any terrible receivers. He got Scary Terry. He's got that rookie Luke McCaffrey. They're
yeah,
saying he's one of the best pickups for obviously fantasy. So I think
yeah.
he's obviously gonna get a lot of playing time.
Yeah,
But
they
he's got
traded
some
away that
weapons and like if.
Johan Dotson to the Eagles, so that was kind of unfortunate.
Hmm.
I was hoping because Johan Dotson had a good rookie season and second. Yeah, I was hoping he was going to have a breakout year with Jaden Daniels, but yeah, I mean they have a young rookie. I mean Terry McLaurin's been in the league 4 or 5 years, but other than that, I mean they don't have a whole lot of older wide receivers on that team.
Right.
But
But
I
I mean,
think, yeah,
that's good. I mean, yeah, if you see a rookie quarterback have a young team to grow with them, that means your team's going to be a lot better. You don't have to add a lot of puzzle pieces to, continue to be good if they have a good season. So I'm
yeah.
excited for that too as well.
Yeah, most excited to watch him, but I think who's going to be the most successful will probably be either Caleb Williams or Drake May. Drake May has a lot of wide receivers too. In New England, young,
Hmm.
talented Demario Douglas, Kendrick Bourne, who's coming off. He's on the pup list right now, but he'll be back mid-season. So I mean, they have a lot of young talent in New England too. But yeah, the weapons and stuff that they have in Chicago is unmatched for any other rookie quarterback. Yeah, Bo Nix has Cortland Sutton, not a whole lot of other talent around him. So I mean, yeah. So I think Caleb Williams probably going to have the most successful, but I'm excited to see what Jaden Daniels does. Hopefully, it's a good matchup against 1 and 2.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Picks one and versus two.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
hopefully it's fun. Do they
Yeah, I just
play
don't
at
want
all
to
this year?
see. I don't know. Yeah,
Do
I would
they?
figure
Yeah, they
that.
do. They play
I
on
would
October
figure that they do.
27th. Yeah, that'd be a fun game. It's in Washington, so that'd be fun. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. But
Yeah, and
with
I
all
think I'm not
those,
sure.
yeah.
Like, I may have to look it up. Is Drake May this name the starter, or is Jacoby Brissett going to start?
I think Jacoby Brissett was named the starter um, in New England, but
Okay,
Drake May is going to get
but still,
playing time this season for sure. He had a good preseason and stuff like that, and yeah, I think they'll have Drake May probably start week 6, 7, 8, depending on how they're playing throughout the year
yeah,
and
for sure.
stuff. So, but yeah, with all of those changes, what team? Like I know you have the Packers look good, power rank probably in top 10, with all the other power ranking lists. But what team are you most excited to watch with all the changes and everything like that? And who do you think is gonna be? Who are you most excited to watch as far as NFL teams? I mean, it
Yeah,
doesn't have to be a specific player. I mean, you can name the Packers if you
mhm.
want, but
Yeah, most excited. I would probably say I have a few teams written down. Um, I'd probably put besides the Packers. I'm probably gonna have to do the Jets just because Aaron Rodgers didn't play. He played 4 snaps last year. I'm excited to see him. His team didn't get worse.
only
Brees
got
Hall's gonna have
better,
a
I think.
breakout
Yeah,
year. Yeah, and then obviously another. Yeah, obviously you got all of his receivers around him. You got the guy they picked up from Mike Williams.
Mike
Um,
Williams from LA.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
they have the other pieces, and their defense is top five, just like last year. So I'm just excited to see the Jets play. I want Aaron Rodgers to have a good year and actually play.
I hope
You
he doesn't
know,
get hurt. Yeah,
exactly, exactly. But never know with coming off an ACL injury. But um, he's looked good in preseason and practice. So I'd say them. And then my other team that I'm really excited to see, and I think they're going to be really scary, is going to be probably the Baltimore Ravens. Just with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, I think that option, run pass option, is going to be scary because you can't let him. You can't key on just one of them. You got to key on both of them. So that pitch there, if he keeps it, is going to be dangerous. And I think that's the play that they're going to
mm,
use quite a bit. And I think the Packers are going to be fun to watch. I'm just adding Xavier McKinney in our backfield. in our backfield of our defense as a safety, and then adding Josh Jacobs in our offensive backfield as a running back. Um, it was sad to see Aaron Jones leave, but Josh Jacobs, 3 years younger, and just 2 years ago he had a breakout year. So
Right.
those are my teams to watch. And obviously, I'm gonna let you pick. I'm not gonna say anything, but obviously there are teams out there that
Oh
should
yeah.
get better. But yeah, who do you think? What teams are you most excited to watch?
Yeah, I think Houston Texans are going to be electric again this year. Hopefully, yeah. I don't think CJ Stroud is going to go through one of those sophomore slumps like a lot of the rookie quarterbacks do or second year quarterbacks do. I think they just improved their wide receiver core. Tank Dell's healthy again. Nico Collins had a breakout year last year. I think he's going to keep it up. And then they added Stephon Diggs to their other outside wide receivers. So I mean, yeah, incredible wide
Mm-hmm.
receiver core. Then they have Joe Mixon. They picked up Joe Mixon in the
Yep.
offseason. So I'm excited to watch Houston. They added Daniil Hunter on their defensive end right alongside Will Anderson. So that's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
heavy pass rush defensive line. Um, Good secondary. Yeah, I'm excited to watch Houston. They're going to be fun. Um, yeah. Also, I think yeah, Jets will be fun. I just want the Jets to have a good year, and not fall apart and everything. But I'm also excited to watch the Tennessee Titans,
Mm-hmm.
with Tony Pollard, Will Levis, and then they have DeAndre Hopkins. They added Calvin Ridley,
Ridley.
and yeah, and
Yeah.
they have a couple other wide receivers. So I'm excited to watch them. And then same with the Cardinals. Hopefully Kyler Murray steps it up. They have Marvin Harrison. I hope that connection is immediate, just like that. And Marvin Harrison doesn't
Mm-hmm.
drop a ball like he did in college, goes off for 100 catches, 1,000 yards, 10
Right.
touchdowns. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
has one of like the
Yeah. I mean,
just a
I was gonna
great
say
rookie season.
that's
Yeah. So yeah.
that's kind of like the same thing. Like I compare the Cardinals and the Jets, kind of in the same boat. They had a lot of young talent, especially obviously they added Marvin Harrison this past year. So I think just keeping your quarterback healthy, as long as Kyler can stay healthy, Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, their seasons would have turned out, I think, immensely different if those quarterbacks would have been healthy in the entire year.
Oh yeah,
So
for
yeah, that's
sure.
good. Yeah, good team, and yeah, Houston's scary. But my biggest question is, can CJ Stroud have a year like he did last year? I think
Hmm.
that's the toughest thing. I mean, they always call it the sophomore slump.
It's a high
So
standard
you
he
never
put
know.
himself. Yeah, it's a high standard that he rose the bar to for his second year. But I mean, if he can
Hmm.
keep it up and play like half as good, I mean, yeah, three-quarters as good as he did last year. Yeah, they're gonna be Super Bowl contending team, hopefully, and the defense holds up and everything like that. So yeah, I'm excited to watch get into football. But yeah, with all of the offseason moves, with Joe Mixon going to the Texans, you had a bunch of other moves, Derrick Henry to the Ravens, all those other moves.
Yep.
What were your favorite offseason moves? What team do you think came out on top? You can include draft as well because Packers had like 8 picks in the draft. Steelers racked up in the draft. They got two top
Yeah.
offensive linemen. They got
Hmm.
Mason McCormick. They got a Roman Wilson from the Wolverines, Michigan Wolverines. They cleaned up in the draft. So yeah, I just want to know, who do you think was the most
Well,
successful in the offseason?
it's most successful. You named one of the teams that I think had a huge offseason because they just need to fix a few things. And obviously, I'm going to say the Tennessee Titans. I just because of the two players that they added, I think are going to be huge.
Tony
Obviously,
Pollard, I
Derrick
forgot
Henry
to
didn't.
mention.
Tony Pollard, yeah, you mentioned him. Yeah, Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley, especially with Will Levis, the way he played at the end of the year. I think they're going to be dynamic. So I think those two moves are huge for them. Um, and then, yeah, I think my sheet blew away, so I don't have all my picks. But I would probably say, yeah, I was happy about what the Packers were able to do. They shored up the secondary, and then they added, obviously replaced one hell of a running back in Aaron Jones with Josh Jacobs, even, and then obviously 3 years younger, like I said. Um, yeah, and then the only team I'm gonna go against your question. What team that I thought did the worst would be the Dallas Cowboys, and it's not no surprise they don't pick up anybody
They
during free
always
agency. They try to excuse me, they try to draft well, but um, I think probably did the worst. They didn't make any moves, which they should have, because they're right on that edge where like they don't make it far in the playoffs, but they make the playoffs. They just need a few key players. So
Yeah, the Cowboys never make any offseason acquisitions, but I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, the Aaron Jones to the Vikings. I think the Vikings did a great job in the offseason too with picking up who they got, um, and during the draft as well. It was sad and very unfortunate that one of our picks, the cornerback out of Oregon passed away or was
Mm-hmm.
killed in a drunk driving accident. So I mean, yeah, lesson learned. I mean, not lesson learned, but I mean, trying to get the point across. Yeah, don't drink and drive because yeah, it's not just your life that you're putting in danger; it's other people on the road as well.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I think as far as who I think did the best in as far as the offseason, I think Chicago Bears probably.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah,
with that,
yeah, yeah.
just with adding Keenan Allen, they got DeAndre Swift as well
Mm-hmm.
from the Eagles. I mean, they just set Caleb Williams up for success, and they had a great mid season last year. They picked up what DeAndre Sweat or Devontae, whatever his name is, DeAndre Sweat, and then who's that
Yep,
other
from
edge
Chicago,
rusher, Chase
or not
Young,
from Chicago, from Washington,
Washington,
and
and
Chase
Chase
Young.
Young.
No, he played for the 49ers. He played for the
49. Oh yeah,
49ers last year.
I know that Chicago picked up
Devontae,
another
yeah, I'm not sure
Sweat,
who.
and then yeah, that might have been their only. But they're always making acquisitions. I think they're Ryan Poole is their general manager, and he's always
Yeah, he is.
out on the chop or looking at the trading block and acquiring people. But I think they did a really good job. Same with the Chargers as well. The Los Angeles Chargers. They don't have very many wide
Yeah.
receivers, but they did get J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, and they also
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of good draft capital too, and Joe Alt and a couple of their other rookie picks that they got. Um, but yeah, I think both of those teams did really well. You
Yeah,
could
I didn't.
mention the Panthers when they got Xavier Leggett in the draft, and then they got Deontay Johnson and
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Brooks in the draft as well from Texas, that running back out
Yeah.
of Texas. So they added quite a few pieces. Jonathan Brooks isn't quite healthy, but still, yeah, I think a couple of the teams really nailed it this offseason. Steelers, you can mention the Steelers getting Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. I mean, that's unheard of getting two of those caliber quarterbacks and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Uh, Juju goes to the Patriots. Patriots did pretty nice too. They got Antonio
Yeah, but
Gibson.
no, Juju. No, Juju's been playing for the
Oh,
Patriots. Actually,
KC.
Juju's
KC. No, he's back in
Juju's
KC.
on Kansas City. Yeah. Well, he played for the Patriots last year. He's now on KC.
Yeah, I mean, you
Juju
could
got Smith,
say
got Schuster, got cut.
yeah, you could say Kansas City Chiefs. Hollywood Brown goes to the Chiefs. So I
Yeah,
mean,
Xavier Worthy, like you said, Juju Smith Schuster.
yeah,
They still have the running back. Still
Isaiah
Patrick Mahomes. Still
Pacheco,
have
yeah, Travis Kelsey,
still have Travis Kelsey. So they're going to
Chris
be good.
Jones. They
Um,
re-signed Chris Jones. Who got his contract. They lost L'Jarius Sneed, which is kind of one of their best defensive players on the defense. So that's kind of hurts. But I mean, yeah,
right.
I think there's a lot of exciting teams to watch this year. Brandon Ayuk got his deal done with 49ers. They
Yeah, I
also got
was.
Nick Bosa got his deal done as well. So, I mean, yeah, 49ers look like the
Yeah,
same 49ers from last year.
I was gonna say, yeah, the 49ers right away they weren't doing shit really, picking up or like keeping their key players. Obviously, Brent Ayuk was the hiatus he took. He wasn't gonna sign, but they finally got him back. Yeah, they signed all their key players back, so that makes for a successful offseason, and those players are going to be there for 4 or 5 years. So, um, not a great like offseason right away, but they ended up getting the guys, and they'll
Yeah.
have them, like I said, next 4 or 5 years. So,
Yeah, Bengals are looking a little risky in their offseason. They didn't really do anything. They kind of had a shitty offseason. They didn't Jamar
yep,
Chase
they
is still holding
franchised.
in. Yeah. T. Higgins wanted out, but then he just agreed to terms with the franchise tag. They lost Joe Mixon and they signed Zach Moss. They have a young
Mm-hmm.
Chase Brown or whatever rookie. So I mean, I don't think they really improved at all, if any. You know what I mean? So,
Well, I think the biggest thing is having a healthy Joe Burrow. I don't think
yeah,
they. I think if Joe Burrow could stay healthy, because yeah, he had that thumb injury, it does bother him a ton. So if he can stay healthy, I think they'll be pretty good. But if
yeah.
he can't, the team kind of falls apart pretty quick.
What are your Power Five rankings? Who are your top five teams of the just
I don't.
starting
I
off the
couldn't. I
season
was
week one?
when I saw the power rings come out from ESPN or whoever does those. I don't know if it's Schefter or one of those ESPN analysts or
There's a
NFL
bunch.
analysts. I
Yeah,
couldn't. I
CBS
couldn't
does them,
get. I
ESPN.
couldn't. I couldn't get down to five. I have my five that I, and I'm not going off of. I'm not going to no Packers. But right now I have this. I think this is pretty good. I'm going to list them all, but I'm going to list my five that I thought would for sure be top five would be Chiefs. Of course, I don't think anything's going to change with them. Miami Dolphins, if Tua stays healthy, they have great receivers, Jalen Waddle. They have, yeah,
Is this
you have all
order?
those guys. No, not order, not order. Actually, yeah, I'll put the Chiefs first. Yeah,
Chiefs at one.
Dolphins, Dolphins. I have them up there, and then after this is not order, but Chiefs, Dolphins, Lions, Eagles, and then the fifth was a toss-up, so I just listed it more. But if I had to pick, I'd probably pick.
I know you mentioned the
It's hard not to put the
Ravens.
49ers in there.
Yeah, I know you mentioned the
Yeah,
Ravens
I have the
too. They're gonna.
49ers here,
You think the
49ers
Eagles are
here,
gonna be
Ravens
good?
here. Yeah, I think they do. I mean, I think I don't know. They had some
They got
issues last year and
Saquon
just kind of choked. They got Saquon Barkley. If you don't say he's a top five back in the NFL,
when healthy.
then you got to be on something. When healthy, yeah, for sure. But you can't. How can you not put the 49ers in your top five? And I mean, they made it to the Super Bowl last year. They kept all their players. All their players are healthy. But then also, I'll name a few others that I think that are going to be on the edge, like Packers. The Browns are going to be very good. It depends on how Deshaun Watson plays. The Buccaneers kept all their players, signed Baker to a huge contract, and they had a great end of the year last year, making it to the playoffs. And then the Houston Texans I have listed here, and then the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah,
So it's tough,
more of a
but I would
top
definitely have
10.
Chiefs, Dolphins. Yeah, top 10, but I would definitely have the Chiefs, Dolphins, Lions, Eagles, and then I'm going to put the Packers in there. So that's my top five. So obviously excluding 49ers, Browns, Bucks, Houston, Jets. They're just outside that five
And
bubble, but
Ravens. Jeez,
um,
dude,
and Ravens. But
that's a
no,
tough
there's gonna be a lot
list.
of there are gonna be a lot of good teams.
I mean, yeah, I mean, every team looks different. There's no way to say, hey, last year they did this, this year they're gonna do this. Only with a couple teams, like yeah, you mentioned
Hmm.
Chiefs, Ravens, 49ers, Packers. They all have pretty much the same exact team as they did last year moving forward. So I mean,
Right.
yeah, they're gonna be chemistry and everything like that. But I mean, yeah, you don't have yeah. So who
Who?
did so yeah, I would say top five teams. Chiefs,
Yeah.
they're gonna do just the same thing they did last year, if not better, because I think they went what 11-4, 11-5 last year, something like that. They didn't do it.
Yeah. It
They
wasn't
weren't
wasn't
they weren't
great.
right. And then I have 49ers at two. I have Ravens at three. I have uh I don't have Miami or Eagles.
I mean, it's so hard right now to even predict.
I
That
don't even
sounds.
have
That's a.
Lions.
That's the three that you just listed. That's the top three on the list I was looking at. Or those three: Chiefs, Niners, and Ravens. Those are the top three. They had the highest chance to win the Super Bowl. They're yeah, chance to win the Super Bowl, win it all. But I think there's a lot of good teams like that I left out. I think like the Cowboys. I think they always choke, but they're going to be good, like they always are. It just depends how far they can make it. And I like CD got a huge contract, so
Yep,
um,
CD kind of finally got a
and
contract.
then
Yep.
just looking at my thing here, Bengals, like you mentioned, my we'll see. But like yeah, Texans. Yeah, I think the nine teams that I named are going to be huge contenders. Maybe missing like the Cowboys, but um,
I'll
I don't
put
think I put
Houston
anybody
in.
else in,
I'll
in
put
here.
Houston at four. Houston at four, and then probably Packers at five. Honestly, I think Packers are better than Eagles. I
Yeah,
bet you they beat the Eagles week one in
yeah. I
Brazil.
mean, we're going to get into that right away, but
Yeah.
it's
One
just
more
tough. Yeah,
question.
it's so
Yeah.
early.
One more question because I know we mentioned a bunch of quarterbacks. Who has the most to prove as a quarterback this year? Who has the most to prove? You have
Who
Deshaun
has the
Watson
most to
on the
prove?
yeah, he has 250 mil contract guaranteed. Kyler Murray
Yeah.
hasn't played in a couple of years. Um, Dak Prescott hasn't won a playoff game or yeah, hasn't won a playoff game. I mean, Tua Tagovailoa, he just got paid. He hasn't really. I mean, he throws for a lot of yards, but you have Tyreek and Jalen Watt. Who has the most to prove this year?
Most
You
to
got
prove. Yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks like that too.
Aaron Rodgers.
Obviously,
He needs to prove himself
he's already. I think he's already proved
with the
himself with
Jets.
four
Well, yeah,
MVPs.
but I mean, if he wants another
Yeah,
run in at something, I mean, another contract, he has to.
yeah.
So I mean,
I would say
there's
yeah. Deshaun Watson's huge. You didn't mention this person, but I think this is the biggest one to prove after his contract that he's just signed is Jordan Love. He played had 8 good games, um, won one playoff game against the Cowboys, and then end up losing. I think Jordan Love is the biggest to prove. He gets signed a 200+ million deal, and he's not even done with his rookie contract of those 5 years or whatever. No, Jordan Love, I think, is the biggest shoes to fill, and most to prove, because he only played a good half a year. If you look at his first part of his season last year, it wasn't great. I don't think he
Right.
put him in the top 10 quarterbacks, but
Right.
towards the end, he really kicked it on. I think if he continues that, but yeah, Deshaun Watson didn't do anything last year. Um, and then most approved, I think you could say Daniel Jones.
You're right.
Um,
He just got
he's
paid.
gotten paid. He got paid, and he hasn't done anything.
Trevor
Joe
Lawrence
Burrow
just
coming
got
off an
paid.
injury. Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, there's
He
so
hasn't
many
done nothing.
quarterbacks. You can put Kirk in there too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's coming off an ACL injury just like Rodgers. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with Jordan Love. I think he has the most to prove, and Deshaun Watson, um, because Deshaun Watson, like you said, fully guaranteed contract, first one ever. I think it was. Um, yeah, he's got lots to prove. So it's gonna be a fun year to see which teams pan out, who comes out the top dog, because there's gonna be a lot of them. And then quarterback play, rookies, how they play, and then the veteran quarterbacks that are coming off injuries. Um, all those guys, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I mean, with all that said, I mean, you got brand new teams, you got brand new personnel, new coaches. I mean, Jim Harbaugh, brand new coach for the Chargers. You got everything's brand new, fresh start week one. You got Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Baltimore Ravens. My top one and three of my power rankings. Some people have it 1 and 2 for power rankings for Kansas City Chiefs and Baltimore Ravens. But yeah, who do you got here? Kansas City Chiefs. They had a difficult offseason with a lot of arrests. You had Rashid Rice get arrested. You had a few other personnel
Mm-hmm.
and personal issues off of the practice field. Um, and then on the other side, you have Baltimore Ravens, just got Derrick Henry, beast of a man, heading in the backfield. And then you have Zay Flowers on the outside, Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews is healthy and back, Lamar Jackson, obviously. Yeah, who do you got week one, Thursday night? Uh, Kansas City Chiefs at Baltimore Ravens at Kansas City. It's at Arrowhead, and Kansas City
Yeah,
has a 3 point
this
spread
be
on this one. Who
this
do
is
you
gonna be
got?
a great one. I think this is a great first game of the NFL season. But like I said, I'm not backing off. But I think Chiefs at home, um, with a few new additions. Um, I know Hollywood Brown's probably not going to play Week 1 with
No,
his
he's
injury.
out for the first like
Um,
4 weeks, dislocated shoulder.
I don't think they put him. I don't think they put him on. Yeah, I think I think he's still trying to shoot for Week 2, Week 3. But whatever. With their additions, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs at home. Arrowhead's a hard place to play, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a battle. I hope it's a 40-something to 40-something game. Um, and this is gonna be a different too. Obviously, the kickoff's changed. A lot of different stuff. The overtime rules are changed. The onside kick rules have changed. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs at home. How about you?
Yeah, this is electric. I didn't even mention that. I forgot that. I guess I didn't forget that it happened, but I forgot that we haven't talked about it yet. New kickoff rules. It's gonna be electric this year.
Mm-hmm.
Putting two of your best return guys back there and not having a running start on the offensive or the defending end is going to be a lot difficult. It's basically 1v1 matchups all the way up the field, and it's the kick returner and the kicker are one-on-one as well. So it's going to be electric and exciting. I'm excited for the kickoff return. But yeah, back to week one, Ravens at Chiefs. Fun fact, Chiefs have won 37 out of the last 38 home opening games, and their last loss was last year to the Detroit Lions at home on
Yeah,
Thursday night, opening up the
I
season.
do remember that game. They
Um,
lost by what? One. They lost by 1 point, I
it
think.
was it was a possession. Yeah, it
Three
was like a
points.
field goal at the very end. But yeah, it was I think that's probably what's going to happen this year. Is going to be a close game. The spread's only 47.5, but I do have the Kansas City Chiefs winning this one over the Baltimore Ravens. I just think that the Kansas City Chiefs having everybody back. Chris Jones didn't play last year opening week against the Lions. He sat out because he was getting his contract done. He's back in. It's going to be huge to help a huge help against Derrick Henry. So yeah, it's going to be a defensive battle, I think. But I have the Chiefs pulling this one out over the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday night to kick off week 1 of the NFL season, baby. Let's go.
Oh
So,
yeah, I'm pumped. Pumped.
yep.
Yeah, I mean, this is the we got football Thursday, Friday, Saturday with college football. It's Sunday
And
and
Monday.
Monday. So
Yep. Yep. Exactly. So football is officially back here. I kicked off last week with college football, which was electric. Not a lot of exciting plays, like highlights of the year already in week 1 of college football. So yeah,
hmm
it's just fun to have it back. You can feel it in the air. It's just lovely time of the year. And then yeah, moving on to Friday, you got game Friday, and this one's in Brazil. Um, in Brazil. So you have the Green Bay Packers, Philadelphia Eagles in Brazil. Philly has a 2.5 point spread on this one. But like I said earlier, I think Green Bay is going to go down there and prove to the world, Brazil, South America, North America, and the world that the Packers are a team to be reckoned with. And I think the Packers get it done in Brazil against the Eagles for sure on Friday night.
yeah, I think this game I have this one marked as one of the better games of the weekend.
NFC
It's
matchup. Yep.
just yep, and then I think it's these teams are in the top five, maybe six of the NFC. I think this is a big game, and obviously being in Sao Paulo, Brazil, um, it's a bigger game. And the best thing about it is it's not a Packers home game, which is awesome. It's an Eagles home game. Um, but yeah, the 2.5. I'm gonna go Packers because I think I want to start hot. Um, it's gonna be a tough matchup. But I'm gonna go Packers. If we can stop the run, obviously Saquon's gonna be fully healthy. Um,
Yep.
everybody's gonna be healthy. This is the different. There's no injuries yet. Obviously, maybe you got preseason injuries or practice injuries, but everybody's usually healthy. But I'm gonna go Packers here. And if I had to say, I think it's gonna be a pretty damn close game. Whether it's a field goal, 7 points, 10 points, I think it's gonna be within that 10 point range. I don't think it's gonna get out of hand. But I got Packers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and it's just fun to see that the NFL is expanding to different parts of the world. We had Mexico, Germany last year. Paris, I think, was maybe we were in London. Did we have a London game last year? I think we did, because Drake
That
London
was
caught a or was that two
yeah,
years ago? Drake
London. Yeah, I
London
think
caught a
London.
pass in London. I think we had London,
Yep.
but I mean, just going to South
Mexico
America, going to
City.
Brazil. Yep, said Mexico. Yeah, so I mean, just expanding. And Roger Goodell was on Pat McAfee show today talking a little bit about the expansion and having possibly an international football league with 8 Germany team. You know what I mean? Just so that'd be kind of fun to
Yeah, for
see. But
sure.
it's kind of just cool to see the NFL expanding and diversifying itself into different cultures and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, we have a full slate on Sunday. No bye weeks week 1, so we have a full slate. And what we have starting it off, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 12 o'clock games, and we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Atlanta Falcons and down in Atlanta. New quarterback, got Bijan Robinson. You got a new Artie Smith is in Pittsburgh now, so brand new coaching staff in Atlanta. Pittsburgh, Artie Smith is in Pittsburgh, so I mean, back in his home dome or ex home dome. Who do
hmm
you have in this one? This one's gonna be fun to watch too.
And I'm glad you said that. That this is one of the ones I marked as well as a great game. I don't think it's gonna be very high scoring. I know Pittsburgh's banged up on the offensive line. The quarterback situation. I don't think it's great in Pittsburgh. Obviously, they have two decent quarterbacks. They ended up going with Russell Wilson to start the year, um, and then yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh man, I'm gonna go Falcons at home. Just with the injuries with the Steelers, and I just don't trust Russ at all. When I first heard about him doing high knees on the team overnight when they're on their way back or on the way to a game, I can't ride with him. I thought they'd go with Justin Fields, younger, more agile. I think maybe not a better tosser, but now I'm gonna go Falcons at home. Yeah, Bijan Robinson, one of the best backs in the NFL. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bijan.
Yeah,
No, the
it's gonna
Falcons.
be
Excuse me.
yeah, it's just gonna be fun to see all these different players that you're used to seeing on one team debut themselves on another team. Like Kirk Cousins, great
hmm
couple years with the Vikings that he had. Unfortunately, the injury last year could have been a Super Bowl year, I would feel like. But Falcons get Kirk Cousins. They add they don't add in, but they got Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. I mean, they have a good. They added somebody, Darnell Mooney. They added Darnell Mooney to the wide
Darnell
receiving
Mooney.
core.
Yep.
Yep. So I mean, they have
Yep.
talent down there, and then they got Kirk Cousins. So I mean, it could be exciting, but I hate betting the Falcons. Absolutely, they always break my parlays. I'm gonna go Steelers in this one. I think that this is a good. Steelers are great on the road. They're a great road team. They come with a grit and grind, and then they revamped their whole entire team. They got a stellar offensive line now to protect Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, whichever one's out there. I think both of them are going to play week one. And then you have
Oh yeah, they'll
um,
definitely have packages for. Yeah, we'll definitely have a different package for Justin Fields for sure.
Yeah, and that this is gonna be run heavy. I think Artie Smith's a run heavy coach. I think the Steelers are gonna dominate the run game, and hopefully the passing game too. Hopefully Russell Wilson comes out and is the Seattle Russ that we all knew and loved back when he was in Seattle and won a Super Bowl. But yeah, I have the Falcons or the Steelers over the Falcons on the road against in Atlanta. So I'm going Steelers. You went Falcons.
Yep. Yep.
Perfect. Cool. All right. Yeah. Next game we have the Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison, James Conner, all those guys against the Buffalo Bills, who kind of diminished a lot of their talent. Lost a few starters on the defensive end, few starters on the offensive end. Still got Josh Allen and James Cook, Dalton Kincaid, but that's basically it. They don't. Yeah, they didn't do a whole lot in the offseason either as far as picking up people. Curtis Samuel, they did pick up Curtis Samuel. So, I mean, they have some players. But, yeah, who do you got in this one? Cardinals at Bills, Buffalo with a 6.5 point spread.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo at home. Yeah, like you said, they don't have all those great players. Um, but yeah, I'm still gonna go Josh Allen and the Bills at home.
Yeah, I think Cardinals, it'd be fun to see the Cardinals beat the Bills here. Week one, Kyler Murray kind of going in there, upsetting the Bills, but it is at home. Bills are well coached. Tough to bet against Josh Allen. I think this is going to be a close one. I think it's going to be closer than 6.5. But yeah, I'm gonna go the Bills at home on this one. If it was the other way around, if Cardinals are at home, I'd go Cardinals probably, but I'm gonna have to go Bills just because they're at home on this one. So I'm gonna go Buffalo
Yeah.
Bills. Then you have Tennessee Titans versus the Chicago Bears in Chicago. Chicago has a 4 point spread. This one will be fun. Will Levis. I don't know if DeAndre Hopkins is playing week one, but you have Calvin Ridley, you have Tony Pollard, then you have the Chicago Bears with Caleb Williams, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, DeAndre or Swift. So yeah, you have a bunch of players, bunch of talent on the Bears. Who do you got in this one? Week one, Titans at Bears. Bears 4.5, 4 point spread.
Yeah. This me. I have this one marked. My third game marked as yeah, gonna be a great game. But I hope and I do think, like we mentioned, like Titans are gonna be good. They got Tony Pollard. They got Calvin Ridley. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go Titans here in Chicago, and just gonna ruin all of the Bears fans' dreams. Losing that, just getting smacked that first week. So I'm gonna go
Would be
Titans in Chicago.
Yeah, it would be tough at home if Caleb Williams goes in there and loses the first game. Would be
Right.
would be heartbreaking for the Bears fans, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Caleb Williams steps up, has a great game. I think he throws for over 300 yards and a couple TDs in this game. Has a stellar debut, week one debut for the Bears, and I think the Bears get the dub in Chi-Town. As a matter of fact, in that one, so I think the Bears do beat the Titans. I think they do cover the spread, but I am hopeful for the Tennessee Titans. I do think they will have a good year, but I do like Chicago week one at home. I think Caleb Williams comes in and hopefully like lifts up the Bears fans and then disappoints them later on down the year is what I think is going to happen. So
Yeah.
um,
Right. Right.
but yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. I mean, there's a lot of fun games to watch. I think week one, yeah. I don't have a NFL Sunday ticket. I know you do, so you're gonna be able to see all of these games. But yeah, I'm excited to watch the highlights of all these games. It's gonna be fun week one. Then you
Right.
have New England Patriots, young team, going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Hopefully Jamar Chase plays. I have him in one of my fantasy leagues. Hopefully he plays. Because if he doesn't, could be a little bit different story. But I still think even if he doesn't, I like the Bengals at home in this one. They have an 8.5 point spread, probably one of the highest spreads of the week. against the Patriots. So I like the Cincinnati Bengals at home over the New England Patriots. Who do you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. I'm gonna go Bengals. Pats. I don't know. I mean,
It's too early to tell what they're gonna
and I
look like.
think yeah,
They could look
Bengals.
phenomenal. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
Bengals are gonna have T Higgins, Jamar Chase showed up for practice today.
I
He
saw
was
that.
there, and so yeah, Joe Burrow. So yeah, I think. And who's the running back they picked up? You mentioned him earlier.
Zach
Zach
Moss,
Moss. Is he gonna be their starter?
yeah, or Chase Brown. I think they're probably split
Yeah,
time
whatever.
week one,
Yeah, and the spread's pretty big. I
eight
think
and a
that might be
half.
the
Yeah,
biggest spread of the whole slate. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
it
I
is.
think
Yeah,
that is the biggest one. So yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals here at home.
yeah. Bengals. I think yeah. They have a good defense. They're inconsistent, but if they're playing well, they're really good defense. And then yeah, I like Joe Burrow. Tough to bet against him as well. Then if Jamar Chase does play, that just adds. If not T Higgins, I think if Jamar Chase doesn't play, T Higgins will have two touchdowns at least. Um, he already had two in preseason, one game, one another. So I think I like the Bengals in this one. I'm glad T Higgins re-signed with them. I think he's gonna have a breakout year and earn a big contract for a different team next year because I don't think they can keep him another year. So but yeah, I like the Bengals at home in this one. So yeah, moving on. Another noon o'clock game. You have the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. I know Pat McAfee's excited for this one. Houston has a 3-point spread on the road against the Colts. Who do you have in this one? Anthony Richardson's back and healthy. C.J. Stroud. Yeah, who do you like in that matchup?
Yeah, I'm gonna go probably. I think this is gonna be a better game than a lot of people expect. I'm gonna go Houston here. Just the way they ended the year, how C.J. Stroud played, all their weapons. Yeah, I'm excited to watch Anthony Richardson coming off a shoulder injury, so we'll see how he's throwing the ball and everything like that.
And
But yeah, I'm gonna go with
concussion.
C.J. Stroud and the Texans. Yep, he's injury prone. He's a running quarterback. He's a big dude. But no, I'm gonna go Texans for sure. I think it's gonna be a better game than people think, but I think it's a lock. Texans. Whether you want to bet over that three, I don't know, but
Or just go
no,
money
I'm gonna go
line straight
Texans.
up. Yeah, money line
Right,
straight
right.
up on that one would be just fine too. Um, but yeah, I like the Texans in that one as well. I do agree that this one might be closer if Anthony Richardson can stay healthy. If he's out there running and diving headfirst like he was in preseason and having missed slides and stuff like that, you have Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter on the ends. You don't think they're gonna make you pay for one misstep, you know what I mean? So I like the Texans in this one.
Right, exactly.
I think the Texans defense is going to show that they're a top five defense in the league, especially on special teams. I think they have Tank Dell returning punts and kicks and stuff. So if he's back there returning punts and kicks, that's scary. And yeah, watch out for that. So I like the Texans in this one as well on the road. And I think that's a lock. I have them. I'll go over my 5-6 game parlay at the end, but I have them as one of my 6 leg parlays against the Colts. So um,
There you go.
yeah, Texans for both of us. And then you have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Miami Dolphins. Miami has a 3.5 point spread at home in this one. You get to see Trevor Lawrence and his crew go up against Tua and his crew. Um, yeah, Jaguars as far as wide receivers, you have Christian Kirk and Gabe Davis, I think, and then Evan Ingram,
No,
Travis Etienne.
Gabe Davis got.
He plays for Jacksonville, I
Oh,
think.
Gabe Davis did get traded. Yeah, he
Think
just
he's in
got traded, I
Jacksonville.
think,
So
to
yes, I mean,
Jacksonville.
yeah, who do you like in that one? Jacksonville or Miami? This is a battle of the Floridians here.
Yeah, Miami smokes them. The offense is too good. Um, yeah, Miami smokes them for sure,
You like
especially being
Miami
at
smoking
home.
them? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
for sure.
The Jaguars defense is pretty stout though. Um, they got a pretty good defense, and then I think Trevor Lawrence. I think he's one of the top quarterbacks that has a lot to prove this year. Just getting paid, um, hasn't really proven himself a whole lot. I think he has a lot to prove, and I think he has himself a pretty good year if he can take care of the ball, stay healthy. I know he's never hurt or never injured, hasn't missed a game, but I know he puts his body out there a lot on the line, and hopefully he can stay healthy. And I think Jaguars will have a successful season. They don't have any star wide receivers; they're all low key stuff like that. So I like the Jaguars especially Travis Etienne. I like Travis Etienne in the backfield for Jacksonville. So
You're picking the Jaguars.
yeah, I'm going Jaguar. No, I'm not going Jaguars. I'm going Dolphins. But this is going to be a close game. It's going to be tough. It's at home for Miami, so I think Tyreek goes for 150. But
No way.
I do like Jacksonville's hope this year. What a yeah. I can't find the word for it, but I like their chances this year, I
Hmm.
should say. So, but I'm going Miami in this one though. And then you have Carolina Panthers. Brees Hall's second year. Hopefully he plays well against the New Orleans Saints. And Derek Carr and his crew. Spencer Rattler's been playing well in preseason, so we'll see if they sit Derek Carr or not. But we'll see what happens midseason. But yeah, Carolina Panthers at New Orleans, 4-point spread for Saints. What do you got?
Tough one here. Yeah, I don't know. I like and who you said Spencer Rattler?
He's the backup for the Saints. Yeah, but he has Derek
Yeah,
Carr.
yeah. I was gonna
Derek
say, yeah, I'm gonna
Carr's
go Saints. Derek Carr. Yeah, I'm going Saints. Derek Carr. Who gives a shit if they don't have Michael Thomas because he hasn't played in 4 years? They still have Alvin Kamara.
Chris
They still have Chris
Olave.
Olave. I'm going Saints at home.
Yeah, I like the Saints this one at home on this one too. I mean, Panthers are fun to watch. I mean, I think they're going to be a good team. They got Chuba Hubbard starting, I believe, in the backfield, but then they also have Jonathan Brooks from Texas coming back probably week 6, 8. Then they signed Deontay Johnson, the guy Adam Thielen, Xavier Legette. They got a lot of talent down there in Carolina. So I do like Carolina, but I do think week one. I don't think Carolina is quite there as far as chemistry like the Saints. So I'm going to go Saints in week one. They have a good defense. So I'm thinking the Saints defense holds Carolina to 10 points and the Saints take this one at home
Yeah,
on
for
this
sure.
one. And then last noon o'clock game, you have the Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants. Spread is 1.5 for Minnesota on the road. You got Sam Darnold starting. You got Aaron Jones making his debut for the Vikings. JJ's healthy. Jordan Addison, I think he's going to be out first couple games with a DUI incident. I think he's going to be suspended for the first couple games, I believe. But
Yeah.
you have JJ. TJ Hawkinson's out for the first few weeks, coming back from that
Hmm.
ACL. So we're gonna be thin a little bit, but we made a lot of improvements on the offensive line. Defense is a little thin. We've made a few improvements as far as secondary goes, but um, yeah, I'm excited to see the Vikings. I have the Vikings winning and on the road against the Giants. I just don't have faith in the Giants this year, so I'm going the Vikings. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go the same. Just Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson. I know you're out a few key players, but Giants. I don't trust Daniel Jones. I don't trust. I don't mind Brian Dayball, but no, I'm gonna go Vikings. Aaron Jones. If he unleashes, he can go for 15 carries, 150 yards, and a pair of touchdowns easy.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings on the road. I think it's gonna be tough. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I hope your Sam Darnold plays well, but who knows? I haven't seen him play in a long time. I haven't seen him lead a team in a long time, I should say. Um, yeah, but I'll go Vikings. I'm still gonna stick with the Vikings.
Yeah, it's not a very good quarterback matchup. But yeah, again, like you said, Sam Darnold really hasn't been on a winning team or a winning organization in a long time, except for the 49ers last year. So hopefully some of that locker room presence wore off from San Francisco and he brings it to the Minnesota locker room and is a great leader and takes the Vikings to a decent season. I hope they make the playoffs, at least the first round, wild card, if that. So I'm hoping that it's a good season, but they're only projected 6.5 wins this season. They got a tough schedule ahead of them. Giants are a cakewalk, or on the schedule, they're a cakewalk, it appears. And then the rest of their schedule is just jam packed. I think we have Lions next week, Packers the next, Eagles. I mean, we're just, our schedule's tough schedule, probably one of the hardest in the league, at least top
Hmm.
five hardest in the league. So, yeah, but I think the Vikings get it done week one against the Giants. And yeah, Vikings take it week one. But I'm excited to see the Malik Neighbors too with the Giants. That'd be fun to watch just
Absolutely.
because.
Yeah, we can kind of talk about that. He got the number one. It was retired for about 60 to 90 years, 60 or 90 years.
Mhm.
He got number one. They unretired it. The family gave him permission. So obviously the Giants organization, fan base thinks very
A
highly
lot
of
of
him.
faith.
He's going to be one of those players that he's going to be a Hall of Famer or whatever.
OBJ,
So
next OBJ, they're hoping, and stays
yeah, and
healthy. And yeah,
Speaking of OBJ, we already talked about it. He was a free agent, but he does play for the Miami Dolphins now. So that was huge. I mean, I don't know. He can perform. I think the last time he actually performed well, he did all right with the Ravens
I
last
think
year, but he was all right with the Rams. I mean, obviously he got injured in the Super Bowl.
he's got a
Um,
Super Bowl ring though.
what? Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got a
He
ring.
balled out that if he would have played that entire game, he would have won the MVP. I guarantee it. But no, he hasn't played. I didn't see much out of him last year, and then um, so it's kind of hard for me to say he's going to do well this year, especially with all the weapons Miami has already. Um, who knows? It might be just one of those safety blankets where if somebody needs a breather, he'll go in and catch a 12-yard slant or whatever he wants to do. But yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of like three-headed wide receiving cores this year. Um, just monster wide receivers. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and then Roma Dunze. I mean, we don't know if Roma Dunze is a monster, but in college he was. And then yeah, there's a few other T Higgins and Jamar Chase and uh
they've always been it. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of wide receiver cores
And
coming up.
obviously the Green Bay Packers, I don't know if you call them a two-headed monster or three-headed monster. I think they're either four or five-headed monster
They got
with
a
all
lot
their
of
rookie
young talent.
receivers or
Yeah.
young receivers. They're ballers. So um, yeah, a lot of good young players this year. We'll see if they can stay healthy and if they can actually perform um, at the NFL level as they did in college.
Yeah. Texans, another three-headed monster. Dolphins, another three-headed monster. Yeah. Just a bunch of talent all over the place. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, I think that was the last noon o'clock game, and then heading into the afternoon games, you have the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Los Angeles Chargers. This one should be a good one as well. You get to see the head coaching debut, NFL debut of Jim Harbaugh, and then head coaching. I
Mm-hmm.
guess this is head coaching debut as an official head coach of
Official head coach. Yep. No,
of
O'Connell. What's his name?
ACOCO or a why
No,
can't I
no,
think
no,
of it?
no. For the Raiders? No.
Yeah, why can't I think of it?
I can't remember his name either.
uh,
Raiders head coach. I don't know,
COC.
but it's official. He was an interim. He was an interim head
Antonio
coach. It's not
Pierce. Yeah,
COC. I don't know.
yeah. Antonio
Yeah,
Pierce. AP.
Raiders. Yeah, it's first. Whatever. Yeah. So let's get to that game. Raiders, Chargers. Chargers at home. Favored by 3.
Yep. Who do you got?
Who did you have?
I got the Chargers. I got the Chargers at home. I think Jim Harbaugh comes in. I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in Gardner Minshew, especially his first year with Devontae Adams. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to be a positional game. I think quarterback versus quarterback. I would rather take Justin Herbert. So yeah, that's who I got. I got
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert at home, especially, and then I think Josh Palmer is going to be a sleeper in fantasy leagues. Josh Palmer for the wide receiver for the Chargers. I think he's going to have a stellar year for the Chargers. They don't have many weapons. Quentin Johnson, second year player. They had Lad McConkey.
Yeah.
They picked up Lad McConkey. So that's kind of fun to see. But yeah, Blake Corum, where does he play? Does he play for the Chargers?
I think they did get him. I'm not
Yeah,
sure, but he ain't gonna play
I think they
wherever
drafted
he's at.
Blake
He's not gonna
Corum,
play.
but yeah, still, I think I like the Chargers in this one right away. Las Vegas is a tough team. Max Crosby, and they picked up another guy on the other side, defensive end. So that's pretty scary.
Yeah, and
Um,
then they got the tight end out of Ohio State. I think. What was his name?
Brock Bowers.
Ohio State, the tight end, Brock Bowers. He's going to play right away. He's going to get a lot of targets. They have Devontae Adams, like you said. The only thing that I have an issue with is Gardner Minshew. We've seen Minshew mania, and he was a name their starter.
But I mean, he played good in
I
Indy
just don't
last
know.
year. Decent last year in
He
Indy.
did. He did, and he played good in Philly when he had to come in and play. Um, oh, this is a tough one. I think it's gonna be a good game. Raiders are tough anywhere they play. Um, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go. How many wins did the Chargers have last year? 3?
No, they had more than that. They had like
I don't need to
5.
have. Okay, I'm gonna go Raiders. I'm gonna go Raiders. I think they're a tough team. Their defense is tough. I like their coach. Got weapons. Do they have Myers? They have Jacoby
Jacoby
Myers.
Meyer. Yeah.
Yeah, Las Vegas, and then yeah, they running back. I'm not sure who their running back is. I'm gonna put my faith in Gardner and their defense, and then obviously receivers. You got Devontae Adams, still a top five receiver in my opinion. So I'm gonna go Raiders.
Yeah, running back for the Raiders, there's Zamir White and Alexander
Oh yeah.
Madison.
Oh, Madison's not bad.
Yeah, so they don't have a great running back room. No official starter. I mean, Zamir White's, I think, the name the starter, but I don't know if he's a number one back in the league. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it should be an interesting game. I think this one's probably going to be the closest out of all of them. Probably going to be low scoring. Yeah, I got the Chargers in this one though at home. So,
Okay.
and then let's move on to the next game here. We have the Denver Broncos versus the Seattle Seahawks. So you got Geno Smith in Seattle at home with a 6-point spread over the Broncos. Bo Nix is named the starter there, so that's kind of fun to see. Zach Wilson did have a phenomenal
Mm-hmm.
preseason, though. So, yeah, that quarterback contest could be up all going on all season. But Sean Payton did name Bo Nix the starter. Cortland Sutton, Javante Williams, not a whole lot of talent on the Broncos team, I don't think, but they got rid of Jerry Jeudy. Who else? Who do you got in this one? Broncos at Seattle, 6-point spread for Seattle.
Yeah, you mentioned it. The quarterback situation. Young quarterback in Bo Nix, his first ever NFL start. And then Geno Smith, who's been in the league for a while, and he's been starting for the Seattle Seahawks for 2 years or 3 years now. And then also you have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They've been in Seattle for a long time. So I'm going to go Seattle at home. I think this is a safe pick. The first start for a rookie quarterback, you never expect a ton from him. Just want to take care of the ball is big, probably the biggest thing. And kind of just run that offense how it's supposed to be ran. But yeah, I'm going to go Seattle at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go Seattle here as well. You got Kenneth Walker in the backfield who had a great year last year. Yeah, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, um, Geno Smith. I mean, they're all familiar with each other. They have a great defense. I like Seattle in this one at home. I think it's going to take some used to for Bo Nix to get up to speed with the NFL. He did have a great
Mm-hmm.
preseason, but they weren't against number ones. So we'll see what happens when he is up against number ones with his number ones. So, but I do like Seattle in this one, at home, especially with the 13th fan or 13th man in their stadium.
Mm-hmm.
First week, I think it's going to
Yep.
be packed. Tickets as low as $89, so people are probably buying them $90 a ticket. That's not bad. So I do like Seattle in this one
Exactly.
at home. So yeah, Seattle at home over the Broncos week one. And then moving on, you got the Dallas Cowboys heading to Cleveland to take on the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland has a 2.5-point spread, tight spread in this one. Yeah, Cowboys, Dallas at Cleveland, 2.5 points to Cleveland. Who do you got in this one?
I marked this one. I think it's my fourth toughest game or tough game to pick. I think it's gonna be very competitive. Um, it all depends for me um, how Deshaun Watson plays. The Browns did pick up, I think, Jerry Jeudy from
Yeah.
the Broncos. He's a big target. I saw him making some huge catches in just practice or whatever, OTAs, when they do the scrimmages versus other teams or
Yeah.
their joint practices. So this is tough for me. I'm gonna have to go Cowboys. Just because Deshaun Watson hasn't really shown me anything besides whatever 4 years ago when he was in Houston. So I'm gonna go the Dallas Cowboys
Yeah,
in Cleveland.
Cowboys is a tough pick here just because last year they're not known for winning on the road. I think they went 4-5 on the road
Mm-hmm.
last year and 8-0 at home. So they're vulnerable when they're away. And Cleveland's defense, the dog pound with Miles Garrett and all those
Right.
boys. I like the Cleveland Browns in this one, even though, yeah, you got Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb's out, you got Jerome Ford starting for the Browns, but what's his name? Most reliable pass catcher, Amari Cooper, in
Mike Cooper,
Cleveland.
David Njoku,
David Njoku. Yeah, you said Jerry Jeudy. So
Jerry
they got
Jeudy.
talent. I'm just
Yeah, they
thinking
do.
that their defense is gonna be all over Dak Prescott, and not let him get any passes off or any long passes, deep passes. I think they're gonna be
Yeah.
quick, out fast. Dalvin Cook is in Dallas now with Ezekiel
And
Elliott, so they got
Ezekiel Elliott's back in Dallas. He's back at home. That's
Yep.
where he played his best ball. And then, yeah, Dalvin Cook, I'm not sure how much he'll actually see the field. I know fantasy projected him at like 1.73 points. So I'm guessing they're going with Zeke for the starting running back anyways. Just get Dalvin, comfortable with
Acclimated.
the offense or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, you got Browns, I got Dallas. I think this is gonna be one hell of a game. Um, this is probably the one I'll probably keep the most track of out of these 305 or 325 games is the Cowboys and Browns game because I think it's gonna be a
Yeah.
good one.
It's America's game of the week right there, folks. Dallas Cowboys at Cleveland. That's America's game of the week. But also you could say
Mm-hmm.
Washington Commanders. They're also play at 325. You have the Washington Commanders and Jaden Daniels debut and Austin Eckler's debut as a Redskin up against Baker
Yep.
Mayfield and Tampa Bay in the Bucks with Mike Evans and Chris
Mm-hmm.
Godwin and Rashid White. And it's in Tampa at the Pirate Ship. So Tampa Bay has a 3.5 point spread in this one over the Commanders. Who do you got in this one?
I'm gonna go Buccaneers. Like I mentioned, I right at the beginning of the podcast, we were just talking. Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers had a great end of the year last year, to kind of turn it up. And then they kept all their players. They have Mike Evans, they have Chris Godwin. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Buccaneers at home.
Yeah, I'm going Bucks at home as well. They have basically their same team from last year. And I just like the way Baker Mayfield led his team last year. I think his confidence is through the charts. And then you have a rookie quarterback on the other end who is just getting comfortable and his toes wet in the NFL. Um, Even though he does have some good weapons around him, I still think Tampa Bay with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rashid White. I think Tampa Bay runs away with this one, especially with having their defensive end as well. So I'm going to go Tampa Bay at home in this one as on this one as well. So
Yeah,
and then yeah,
I'd say that's a
yeah, go
pretty,
ahead.
like, I'd say that's a pretty good pick. Rookie quarterbacks, it's not much to expect
Tough.
out of them. They're not going to blow anybody out. And the Buccaneers just ended so well last year. And Baker Mayfield's a vet quarterback with some vet receivers. I think that's a safe pick, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're part of my 6 game parlay. So yeah, I have them as a lock for sure over the Commanders at home, especially. So, and then you have Sunday night football. You have the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Detroit Lions in Detroit in the Motor City. Detroit has a 3.5 point spread in this one. Who do you got in this one? Rams, Sean Payton, not Sean Payton, Sean McVay, and Jared Goff heading back to his old stomping grounds in no Jared Goff playing his old team. He's
Old
facing his
team.
own stomping grounds. Yes, you're right. Yeah, and then against the Los Angeles Rams with Matt Stafford heading back to his old stomping grounds. There you go.
Yeah, I think this is an easy pick. Detroit start. I mean, obviously they had a sad end of the year last year, losing to San Francisco to make the Super Bowl. But I gotta go. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams here. Great, one of the best receivers in the NFL, in my opinion. Amon Ross St. Brown.
I
Um,
think you said Rams. You're going Rams. So you mean Lions?
that's what I meant. Detroit. Yeah, Detroit. Yeah, Dan Campbell's one hell of a coach. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Rams in Detroit or Lions in Detroit. Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, Sean McVay is also a hell of a coach as well. But yeah, Dan Campbell is a different type of coach, previous player, and has a heart of a lion. So yeah, it makes sense that he is the coach of the Lions. Um, but I do have Detroit here at home over the LA Rams. I just think the Rams, you got Cooper Cup, he is back healthy. Puka Nacua is a little banged up. Matt
Hmm.
Stafford, I mean, great quarterback. Kyron Williams had a hell of a year last year. I think he's going to have a great year again this year. But I think the Lions, with their defense that they have, and then they have, then all the returning guys, Amara St. Brown, and then you have, watch out for Jamison Williams. I think he's going to have a breakout year for the Lions. He's number 2 wide receiver now for the Lions since they got rid of I think it was Khalif Raymond or Josh Reynolds. I think he went to Detroit or Denver. I do like the Lions in here with Amara, and then you have Jameer Gibbs and uh, David Montgomery in the backfield. I just think that
Yep.
offense is too overpowered and their defense is phenomenal. Rams defense is kind of subpar since they lost all those guys. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Lions here at home on Sunday night. So
Oh,
are you
yeah.
writing all these down so we can keep track of our scores?
Yep. I already got all my. I'm not. There's no score. Oh yeah, I got my all my teams picked here.
Okay, perfect. All right, and then yeah, Monday
I'm
night. This
I'm one step ahead of you, brother.
cool. Yeah, and then Monday night, great matchup. New York Jets versus San Francisco 49ers. Aaron Rodgers back healthy after an Achilles tear. Brees
Hmm.
Hall, phenomenal year last year. I think he's going to keep it up. Garrett Wilson, phenomenally year last couple years. I think he's going to keep it up because he did those with Zach Wilson and just who was it, Mike White. So I mean, they had shitty quarterbacks and he still produced. So I think he's gonna have a great year. Their defense is stellar. I've been watching some of those one Jets drives or like the preseason stuff that they do before, kind of like hard knocks
Kind
for
of like a
each
mini
team.
mini hard knocks. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've been watching the Jets and they have a great defense. Sauce Gardner, and they just signed they just re-upped their safety, number 4, their other corner, I believe the other corner, Douglas. So I mean, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I just think their defense is gonna be stacked and stuff like that. But they're going up against the 49ers primetime game Monday night in San Francisco, with San Francisco having a 4.5 point spread. Like you said, we mentioned the San Francisco 49ers got their whole team back. Who do you got winning this
Hmm.
one on Monday night?
Oh man, it's just another primetime game. Obviously, it was a different day. Rodgers got hurt last year in a primetime game on Thursday. Um, Playing another primetime game. I think it's going to be a good game, but I got to stick with, I'm going to go with the 49ers. I was going to do the upset thing, but I'm going to go 49ers, like you mentioned. Brandon Ayuk resigned. Trent Williams just resigned today or yesterday.
Yeah, both.
Um, they still got Debo Samuel. They got Chris McCaffrey, one of the highest paid running back. Um, it's just tough. Their defense is gritty, and at home too. And it feels like they had a kind of a crazy offseason, and now this week and a half, they all kind of like reunited. And I'm gonna go 49ers at home for sure. I don't think that's even. Jets is, I don't know. They're
Yeah,
gonna be good, but they're gonna be fun to watch. But I don't know. I'm gonna go 49ers. They're too tough.
yeah. Aaron Rodgers did get hurt on Monday night last year against the Bills. It was a Monday night game. So,
Was it Monday night? Okay, I thought it
yeah,
was Thursday night, but
against the Bills. No, Chiefs and Lions started off Thursday night last year.
you're right. You mentioned that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was Jets Bills. It could be a flashback. Hopefully it's not. Because I do want Aaron Rodgers to stay healthy just to see what the Jets can look like. Because we were so hyped last year, with him going to the Jets, the talent that he had
Hmm.
around him. We thought that was going to be the year of the Jets, and now everyone, after 4 plays of offense, Aaron Rodgers goes down, and everyone immediately thought, "Oh, there's going to be next year." So everyone's thinking ahead to this year,
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, this is our year." So I like the Jets' chances here, especially on Monday night, against the 49ers. I know it is on the road, but I do like the Jets' chance here. But I don't know if I'm going to pick them here. It's Aaron Rodgers Monday night. You know what I mean? Prime time.
Yeah. I mean, but
He's gonna
he's coming
ball
off an
out.
injury. He hasn't played an entire over a year.
Yeah,
Um,
but I mean, he's been throwing the ball
and
around
the
ever since 4 weeks
Niners have
after
this.
he did it.
Yeah, the
You know what I
Niners
mean?
have the same exact team, and they played in the Super Bowl and shouldn't have lost. The 49ers should have won that game
Oh,
in the Super
49ers
Bowl.
should have lost to the Packers, first of all.
Yeah.
49ers should have lost to the Lions, second of all. And 49ers should have lost to the Chiefs, which they did.
They have this. They have the same team. Jets haven't even played with the actual quarterback besides 4 plays. I haven't even seen anything from him yet.
You know the
I'm an
Packers
Aaron
should have
Rodgers
beat
fan,
the
and
49ers that year, last year. Holy, we were down in Florida betting on this, and yeah, Packers should have easily beat the 49ers. Can't, yeah, that was it. But yeah, I think the
who
49ers
who
do
you
win
who you
the,
picking?
yeah, I think 49ers at home on this one. It's
Okay.
too tough of a first game for the Jets. They need somebody to come out, like they needed to play the Commanders week 1 to get their confidence up and get the
Yeah.
chemistry back and get the feel back. I just think 49ers coming out, I think they're going to start off sluggish and slow. 49ers are not,
Mm-hmm.
and 49ers go up 14 points at halftime, and then I think it's just a battle back, and I think Jets or 49ers win by 10. I think 49ers win by 10
Right.
in this one. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
And by the way, I'll mention one thing to make the 49ers even closer. Their draft pick receiver, drafted 31, Ricky Pearsall, got shot 2 days ago.
yeah, through the
So that
chest.
makes the team even closer. Yep,
So
but he's back in the weight room today. So
I think it was
they
like
wanted
a,
to come back in the weight room or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was
It
like a
was a jump.
burglary or something.
They
Yeah.
tried to jump him.
And he grabbed his gun or something and shot himself through his chest, went in through his chest, out his back, and then shot the guy who was trying to rob him.
I didn't hear about all the details
Yeah.
of what happened, but
Yeah, I think he like wrapped his arm, shot him through his shoulder, didn't hit any vital arteries or organs or anything, and then went through out his back and hit the guy that was attacking him. So
yeah,
that's pretty badass, actually, if you
it's
think
pretty
about it.
cool.
I'm not sure if those are the exact details, but I do know that the gunman who attacked him did get shot, end up getting shot too.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
I'm not sure if Ricky Pearsall shot him. I'm pretty sure Ricky shot him, but I don't know how. But I think that's how it happened because
it's all right. He got shot, and yeah, at least he's alive. You know.
yeah, he's gonna walk on the field to many men like Brian Robinson did.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
But yeah, I mean that's NFL Week 1, baby. I mean I'm pumped. I'm excited.
yes,
I've
sir.
been looking forward to this for the last 3 weeks ever since preseason started. I mean last ever since Super Bowl, but ever since
Hmm.
like getting that breeze in the air when you're picking your fantasy teams when preseason started, you just get the football energy back and yeah, I'm pumped
Oh yeah.
for Week 1. I'm excited for Vikings, of course, but all the other teams that I'm excited to watch: Houston, Chiefs, Steelers. Steelers. I think the Steelers had the best draft out of everybody, honestly. Like they got Peyton Wilson out of NC State. Have you
Yeah.
seen his
Hmm.
highlights? You gotta watch his
No,
highlights are insane. Peyton Wilson's a bullet yeah out of a cannon. He's just
Cannon.
yeah
Yeah.
he's just a monster when it comes to he's a middle linebacker. He's starting. It's pretty sweet. And then Mason McCormick, he's probably gonna get the nod for the start, right? You said that their left tackle
I
or
don't
left
know.
guard got hurt, or
I couldn't tell you, but he should get some playing time, I would think. But yeah, they're banged up on the offensive line. Um, they maybe the best draft pick. I just don't know how they're. I'm hoping they do well, but I just don't know how their team's going to do overall.
yeah, I don't like the
I
coach.
just,
I don't like Artie Smith as the offensive coordinator there. You saw what he did in
yeah.
Atlanta. He misused Brees
Mm-hmm.
Hall, didn't use it, or not Brees Hall, Brian Rob or Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson
Bijan
got
Robinson, yeah,
like maybe what 70
five
touches all
carries
year.
overall.
Yeah, like he
Yeah,
didn't
per
like
game. Yeah.
so. I mean, yeah, tough to see that. I mean, I hope the Steelers. I was all about the Steelers last preseason. If you watch back to like episode like 20 or whatever when we were talking
I
about
think we both were.
yeah, I was all about hyped about the Steelers with Kenny Pickett and all that. But we'll see what Russ and Justin can do. And then, yeah, I mean, Jordan Love and the Packers, everyone's back, and they got Datavion Wicks.
Hmm.
They're one of their draft
You know,
was
they got
he
Josh Jacob. No, he played. Wicks played with us last
last
year.
year.
We have all of our same receivers besides yeah, all of our receivers are going to be starting just like last year. We have Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney, and then we got a new edge rusher. I can't remember his name right now. But yeah, I'm excited for the Packers, and I think they're going to be tough. But we'll have to see. I mean, this first game's gonna it's not a tell all, but it's going to show you a lot.
Yeah, I know week 1 isn't do or die, but it is nice to get a dub week 1.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited for all the games, and yeah, we get to kick it off with the Baltimore Ravens and Kansas City Chiefs. Nothing better. Couldn't ask for a better start to the NFL season. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
that wraps it up for two computational week 1 of the NFL season. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week on the pod. Until then, peace.
Peace.